And yeah, I think because again, I went straight to Earthlings. You pretty much forget about humane slaughter and humane ways of doing things when you see a couple of hours footage of what happens.
I mean, I always say if anyone can watch like Earthlings or Dominion and not be vegan afterwards, they are a psychopath. It's just gotta be what it is. So speaking of psychopaths, like it at least you have a new single out, right? Is this your first rap song ever?
First rap song ever, yeah.
Okay, and is it your first song ever? Have you released any music before?
No, I never released a song before. The whole process was brand new, bro. Yeah.
Okay, and what made you decide to get into music? What was that always an interest or?
Nah, not at all. I always loved rap ever since I was like 10, gangster rap, and I considered starting rapping once or twice throughout my years. I did write a little bit of this and that, but I felt like I didn't really have much to rap about, you know? So I just it just didn't really flow so much. And as I said, I had the realization that people need more direct honesty. Like at some point I felt like a lot of people were looking up to me how to talk about this. And I wanted to just be as really honest how I felt about the situation as I could. So that changed. And then it was around the time that COVID was happening. My speeches were canceled. I started writing rhymes. And then I realized, fuck, I can't stop writing rhymes. Like I got the opposite of writer's block. Like I can't stop writing rhymes when I start on this shit. Because there's so much, like there's so much language here. There's so much to rap about. There's so much rhyming words that haven't been connected yet. There's so little big gangster rap music. And I just immediately saw massive potential because, like psychopathic tendencies, for example, if I spent some time on the street with somebody for 5 minutes, calling them a psychopath over and over for 5 minutes, it's probably not going to go down very well. But if you watch the video of the YouTube reactors reacting to my song, you'll see that they are very intrigued and, they're like, fuck, all right, stop calling me a psychopath, bro. But it's pretty laid back. And ultimately,
you're attaching the music creates the emotion that they attach to the message, right? So I want to play, I'm going to play a little bit of that song if you don't mind.
Yeah, bro, go for it.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Psychopaths everywhere. Imagine being inside my mind, seeing slaughter all the time. People smile when they see cows, how cute they say. I see the truth, slaves awaiting their execution day. Whoever ain't vegan needs to play Jimmy Cash right away. So fighting horrific cruelty, all you city flesh-eating freaks. Let your feelings of fucking iron. This is tough love in a battle for heart, attacking the fortress of conditioning built around your heart. Why don't be me? Wake up, shatter your dream. I do it all because I want you on the team. Gang. Once you woke up, look well, you never see the same again. Of course I can't accept you now to coochie and death. They revert back to the cold with the green shoes made of skin, corpses on their breath. It is revolting, downright insulting. It's one thing not to know any better, but when you understand the facts, there should be no turning back. Don't you think you sound whack? Like, wow, I had an epiphany. Animals are the same as me, be kind to every kind. Actually, fuck that, I changed my mind. Did you fall and smash a skull? What the fuck is wrong with you? Animal cannibals need a thorough mental health assessment. Dr. Cash, chickity check, and please. My assessment, psychopathic tendencies. Superficial charm, our presence of normality. Psychopathic tendencies, do you comprehend the gravity? You all need to change, being vegan is the way. Dr. Cash became a say stop being psychopathic. Superficial charm, our presence of normality. Psychopathic tendencies, where is your humanity? You all need to change, being vegan is the way. Dr. Cash became a say stop being psychopaths. Character.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I have to figure out how to put everyone back on here. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. That's intense, dude. And you're showing off your personal trainer body too. which is have you? So when did you start lifting? I'm sorry because I got sidetracked. Like I was like, damn, this dude's fit, right?
Thanks, bro. I haven't. Yeah, I started lifting when I was training for my black belt when I was about 15, and I started doing weightlifting then. And I pretty much have a terrible weightlifting career. Like I've just injured myself every year pretty much the whole time, just doing really dumb shit. It's just in the most recent few years that I'm realizing how bad my form was and how bad the way I was doing shit was. I've been in pain for 20 years because of the dumb shit I was doing. So it's interesting, man. Like, there's just something even as simple as that. Like it reminds me of the eating animals shit where it's just mundane shit that you could make little tweaks in that could have such a big difference in your life that, until you know better, you don't know better. And yeah, man. So, I haven't been doing much with weightlifting or anything like that. I just eat good and stay pretty lean with it. But,
well,
man,
you maintain the base, but am I mistaken? You're using steroids, correct?
Yeah, I got down to about 69 kilos at one point when I was suffering really bad physical pain. I just didn't want to eat. I couldn't sleep. I was like going through the worst time ever. And I thought maybe steroids would be a good way to pack some muscle on fast, and maybe it would help me like pull into a better position, better posture kind of thing. So I did a cycle then, and then I did probably 2 more, in the last 4 years, but for probably a year and a half now or something like that, I've just been on a cruise dose. So just getting to the standard range for testosterone. So nothing too fancy.
Gotcha. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking vegan gains has really got my mind in a loop about this stuff. So
if anyone's gonna motivate you, it's Vegan Gains' new fucking body.
I mean, he had an amazing body even before, but it's just
that's what we thought.
No,
we thought it was amazing. Then he showed us what amazing is.
I mean, so
steroids are great.
It does seem.
What you say?
Great. Steroids are great.
Hey, they work, bro.
Yeah.
And they're vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you can be pretty, you can be in go on some pretty crazy cycles, or you can do some that you're probably going to be pretty fine. So I don't know. I try to steer.
Yeah, you don't need much
lane of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend most men, honestly, go to a super physiological range for testosterone. So like try to get to around 2000, as long as you can tolerate it. Start off with a small dose and just gradually titrate up a little bit. I only needed to go on 210 milligrams of testosterone per week. That got me to 2,220 nanograms per deciliter serum testosterone. And I gained 20 pounds of muscle in just 2 months. So you can get a lot from just a small amount of drugs.
Totally, man. Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits. I think people demonize it a lot, but if you're smart about it and you do things with a decent education about it, then you're probably not going to have problems. But everyone got their own journey. So if you're thinking about it, it's annoying because people are like, they'll look at Vegan Gains now and be like, look, not natty. Yeah, anyone can do that on steroids, but not many people can do that even on a lot of steroids. What Vegan Gains has done. So
well, Vegan Gains is also a genetic freak. I mean, I met this dude before he was on steroids, and he had the biggest arms I've ever seen, like in real life. So I think that also people do need to realize that he is gifted. No matter what boost the steroids will give you, there's few people that will be able to look like him. So, or you for that matter. I mean, it still takes work. You still have to diet. You still have to, but whatever you guys are doing, I think it's good. I think it helps the cause to show, people say, oh, well, I'll say they're vegan and say, oh yeah, but they're on steroids. But you actually, your body, what is it? Isn't it true? Your body goes into protein synthesis more rapidly on steroids. So you need more protein. So it's actually a testament to the fact that you can get as much protein as you need. Am I wrong about? I might be mistaken. About
I wouldn't say you necessarily need to eat more protein. You could probably benefit from having more if you're on steroids. Yeah, it does increase the duration of muscle protein synthesis after exercise. But yeah, regardless, like if you don't get enough nutrition, you're not going to grow.
Okay. So speaking of money, we're going to get to a little controversial topic here. All right. Because
beautiful.
I know. Okay. What was everybody going on about? Why were they coming after you?
Yeah, well, why were they coming after me is a different question to what happened. Why they were coming after me is because they were looking for someone to come after, and I was somebody who they fucking hated. Because
why? Why do they hate you?
Because I'm doing it all. Like, I'm living my best life and having mad success, and they fucking hated it. They fucking hated it. That, you know, I'm not saying that's everybody, but yeah, I know that there's a big chunk of people out of this group talking shit about me who they're just sad people. Like, that's just the fucking reality, you know? That's what they're like. But what really happened? So yeah, I'll try to summarize it pretty fast. Like, you know, I speak about it so people can understand, but I'm also so over speaking about it. I didn't think I'd need to talk about it more than a week after this happened, and we're 4 years deep, but I'll explain. All right, so I had an opportunity to potentially, like, I felt very confident in a move being made with a cryptocurrency called EWT, Energy Web Token, which is trying to transition the world to green energy systems. And we had reason to believe that something pretty epic was about to happen. And being who I always was and am, like the week before, I raised $10,000 Australian for a dog sanctuary. We rescued some dogs. Those same people were like, James killed this dog that he was rescuing. And dogs die sometimes. We got it out of a fucking dirty sewer. So I'm just trying to like paint a little bit of a picture here. So the week before, it was that I was a puppy dog killer.
Okay.
Right? The week later, you know, before that, it was cheated on my girlfriend when I was in an open relationship. So no, that's not what happened. Or I heard once that I was abusive to women, which never in my life. That I fundraised for my wedding, which I never ever did. You know, there's a lot of shit that has gone around. Like, so just to paint a picture. So in this particular time, I had a move. I was like, fuck, I want to tell people about this because I want vegans to do well. And it was at this time where I was like so desperate. You know, I just hit peak desperation of this shit's never going to change. Like, people are so fucking brainwashed. You know, if in 10 years, no one's changing, like, fuck all this. And I was just I was in a, like, you know, with the vow of silence, it was a desperate move because it's desperate times and we need desperate actions kind of thing. So I was not talk for a whole fucking year. And then with this, it was sort of like desperate action, you know, maybe we can make something good happen here. Anyway, so I was donated. I said, if anyone has ever wanted to donate to me, now would be a good time. That was exactly my words. And I was donated 6,000 US, which I show in a video I made called Exposing My Obsessed Stalkers, which I go through my PayPal and everything and show exactly what I was given.
So you show what you were given and you show receipts and everything.
Yeah. Even to this week, people are still like, you got given $250,000. That's what people think because of these people.
Right.
Now, of course, I wouldn't get just a random $250,000 from me making one post saying, if you've ever wanted to donate, now would be a good time. I knew it was like...
It was because you said it was for animal liberation or something like that. Yeah.
I was like, what does it go towards? It goes towards me trying to help end the animal holocaust.
Yeah, and the animal holocaust.
That is... Yeah, like that's the way I see everything pretty much I do in my life. Why'd you make music? To help end the animal holocaust. Why you put these posts up? To try to help end the animal holocaust. So anyway, I said if you've ever wanted to donate, now would be a good time. I got roughly the same amount I got as the week before when I said, hey, if you want to donate, we're working with this amazing dog sanctuary that are rescuing dogs. I got about $6,500 US both times, roughly the exact same, a week or two before and then this time. Not like all of a sudden, okay, everyone's going to give me $250,000 fucking dollars. Like, That's just ridiculous. But anyway, a lot of people believe this because they would just believe anything. So, all right, I get donated the money within. Oh, and then the Energy Web token EWT over the next days, it triples in value. It's got hundreds of millions of dollar market cap, and it triples in value. It goes from like $6 to about $20, so about 3.5x. Right now, some people think it's because I mentioned it. They're like, you mentioned it, and so you pumped the coin. But actually, what happened, and I get like why some people might think that, but what actually happened is I mentioned it because we thought something was happening. We were very confident. You know, I wouldn't have mentioned it if I wasn't very confident, and I was right. 3 days later, there's no way my audience, who I've never mentioned cryptocurrency to, so they're not invested in what I have to say about cryptocurrency. They're not even invested in crypto, the vast majority of them. I thought this might help a handful of people, but whatever, I'll mention it and I'll move on. That's how I sort of saw the situation. Quick, this might help some people.
They knew that that the money was going into an investment, right?
No, they didn't. So I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to share it with the world what was going on at that stage. So I knew it was happening any fucking minute, basically. So I was just vague, and I said, I understand if this is too vague, don't donate. Like, I know people want to know what's going on, but also a lot of people knew me. They knew my passion. They knew every fucking day I'm standing up for animals, you know, and I'm not. There's nothing to point out with me to say this guy's just in it for the money. Look at what he charges for his speeches. They're fucking free. So I was like, I'm good. You know, my audience knows who I am. If I do something sort of vague and they don't want to donate, they don't have to. And I said, if anybody wants their money back, let me know. Once I donate, 2 people asked for their money back. They got it back straight away. But for everybody else, the people that had the problem were none of the people who donated the money. It's all the other people who were watching what was going on, not liking that I could get some donations, you know, this easily and for something vague and right. Like you should be telling us exactly. I'm not a fucking NGO. I'm doing my thing. If my audience want to donate to me, that's between us. Got nothing to do with anybody else. So anyway, the coin triples in value, and then they're like, you did a pump and dump. The coin stayed tripled in value for 3 months until everything in crypto crashed because $1 trillion came out of crypto, which was like a third or something of the total market cap of everything in crypto. So it's in exact line with the charts of this happening. It's not like all of a sudden this coin dumped that I mentioned. No. What happened is everything in crypto fucking dumped. $1 trillion was taken out. But also that was 3 months later. If I was going to pump and dump, why would I wait 3 months when any time during that, it could just naturally dump again? It makes no sense. That's not how pump and dumps work. Anyway, so
wait, when did you end up selling, and how did you know when to sell? How did you feel?
I didn't know when to sell. I got a lot of like this didn't go so well for us, man. You know, it went good for a while and we still had money in there, and you know, as we're sort of seeing what was going on, we started trickling out. But not within the first few months. Like, to say that I did a pump and dump where nothing changed on the coin for 3 months after I mentioned it.
You're saying you kept it in for a while.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You didn't end up,
which the coin shows, which the market cap shows.
But you didn't lose money though, right?
Well, overall, look, here's the thing as well, because I wasn't taking care of my money at this stage. I was like trying to give it to people who I felt would be better. So I can't tell you exact dates and shit like that. But I don't think it matters, because if you just look at the situation, no one is going to pump a coin and then wait 3 months after it's being pumped to dump it. And I never told anyone you have to do this. Like, people have the choice to look into it as I suggested. People have 3 months with their money tripled if they listened when I said to do anything. At this point already, it's got nothing to fucking do with me. That's my opinion. And here's the other thing. Like, as I said, nobody was messaging me saying, I fucking put all this money in. No, it was just people who had nothing to do with the actual situation that were complaining about it. So anyway, the money dumps. Now, within this time, within 3 months, I've already turned the $6,000 into $20,000 and donated to a bunch of different sanctuaries and different organizations.
Well, that's what I meant. So you ended up making the money grow. It never went below.
The money that was given to me, that was given to me, like my overalls after these couple of years were fucking not good at all. But in this particular situation,
that's what I was talking about. In this particular
situation, I was given $6,000 to do whatever. I didn't say, I said I'm going to multiply the stacks. That's actually what I said. I'll multiply the stacks, and I did. Within 3 months, 6K turned into 20. I go, there you go, 5K to you, 5K to you, 5K to you, bang, moving on. Yeah, that was me. Moving on, next moves. That was just another.
So where did it go? So who did you give it to? And
we gave it to Food for Life Global, which feed the world's hungry with vegan food. We gave it to Ahimsa Sanctuary in Brazil. We gave it to Viva Sanctuary in, I think, Spain or England. We gave it to Black Sheep
Retreat.
Yeah,
Man,
Black Sheep Retreat.
Yeah, that's my friend.
We gave it to. Oh yeah. We gave it to the fucking, the women in Africa who, Ashwagandha or something?
Akashinga. Brave
Akashinga,
Ones,
like
Daniel Manders. Yeah.
We did all this through verifiable live streams, which I'm like, hey, guess what? $5,000 to your org. And then we do an interview and then I give him $5,000 through this shit.
So
that happened.
If people want that receipt, where on your channel do they go to see it?
You can go to my live stream section. The video is called Exposing Our Obsessed Stalkers. And I go through because what ended up happening, right? So like I got hacked. So this is fucking years ago, but I'll just explain where this video came from that I'm talking about. It's like 3 hours long. It took a long time to go through all the bullshit that's been said about me. When my Facebook got hacked, I made a new one, Jimmy Cashby, and it had those reviews on there. So I'd already blocked like 1,000 people from my Facebook who would not shut the fuck up in my comment section. People like, oh, you blocked them. Who wouldn't block them? All they were doing was calling me a scam artist in my comment section. Of course, I'm going to fucking block them after a while. I don't have like what good is having them there? Anyone would block them. So I blocked them. And then when I get a new page, they're not blocked. So they're giving me all these one-star reviews, scam artists, con artists, blah, 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 all this shit. So that's what I made a video out of. I went through in a live stream with my wife. I went through all the things. They're posting all their evidence against me, right, to show this is what happened. And and I just went through it in the live stream and explained, like, this is what happened. Here's the receipts. This is what was donated to me. Here's the receipts. This is where we gave the money. Here's the receipts, something that none of them can do. And so that's basically what happened. So from that, and then that page got fucking banned as well, probably because of their bad reviews or like, I don't know what they were doing. But anyway, so what happened to me from this is I lost over 100,000 people just on Instagram. It was also around the time that I had a big behavior change in my activism. So it's probably a bit of both. But I know a lot of it is because of this shit that went around about me. Everyone thinking, oh, this guy can't be trusted now. This guy's a scam artist. This guy took money. When I turned 6K into 20K is what actually happened, which is what I said I would do. Fair enough, if it didn't happen, okay, then yeah, fuck. And I would have just made that money back some other time and be like, whoops, I fucked up. It didn't work out. There's the $6,000 back, damn. But yeah, it turned into $20,000. Like all these people complain and have never done shit like that. They're like, is that all $20,000? How many of these fucking people have ever got $20,000 to vegan orgs and sanctuaries? Never. There's just another time I did it. But anyway. So that happened. I lost 100,000 people there. It fully fucked my reputation up, where people were like, this guy was never in it for the animals. This guy's always been about the money. And there was really not much I could do about it except just like keep doing my thing, keep just trying to make impact where I can. And even though a lot of people unfairly, in my opinion, think that I'm somebody I'm not, it's part of the territory. There's nothing like I either quit, move on some other way.
I've had plenty. My experience in the animal rights activism world, let's just say I totally sympathize with what you're going through. I've experienced it firsthand. I know plenty of other people who have experienced it firsthand. I don't want to pigeonhole animal rights and say, oh, this is really a problem specifically with this movement. But because I haven't really been in many other activism movements, but from it does feel like that. It feels like there's something going on with animal rights where there is this very, very toxic element. Now, part of it, I think, sounds a little conspiratorial. I think it might actually be controlled opposition.
100%. Not even a question.
Whether it's industry, whether it's government, but then there are just a lot of psychos, like cluster B personality type people. And I'm just thinking, what is it? What is bringing them here? What brings them to animal rights specifically?
Superiority complex, probably. They're like, oh, I can be better here than other people because I've got better morals if I say I'm vegan, and brings sort of a weird kind of person. Yeah, like I know from my own experience that, because this is far from the first time something like this has happened, this was just the most defamatory that caused the most impact on my reputation. But I've heard so many fucking stories about me over the years that I'm just, at this point, I'm like, well, this is just unlikely to be just organic bullshit every time. Like, a lot of us go through a lot of random shit, and it wouldn't be surprising at all. Like, it would be an easy way to, whether I did it or not, just like if someone gets called rape, you rape this person and it comes out that they didn't, it doesn't matter. The damage is already done.
Right. It's harmful.
My damage is done, and it's easy. It's just like, this guy's a scam artist. What? I see so many people who are like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And then they're like, yes, he is. And they'll send this fucking screenshot or like just something that doesn't prove anything. And then the person who was backing me is like, oh, well, fuck, I didn't realize. Like, you didn't realize what? Nothing has been proven here.
This is why when I hear something, I didn't used to be like this, but now when I hear something being said about someone and I don't know the person, or I haven't seen whatever it is, evidence is there, people are trying to say is why they think that, I always ask a ton of questions. And then and what will happen is sometimes people look at me and be like, why are you defending this? And I'm not even necessarily defending anyone. I'm just like,
asking questions.
I'm not ready to be on your side. Oh, you should, but don't you trust me? And it's like, I don't trust anyone anymore. Like, when it comes to that shit.
I don't trust you.
Every time people ever said anything to me, I'm like, have you ever met him? Do you know him? No, none of them do. And I'm like, well, we do. And he's amazing. Like, he's in it for the animals. And the way that you treated Evan when he was young is so just incredible. There was nothing in it for you. You just were trying to support him in helping animals. And you were such an amazing role model to both of us. Your 40-minute speech is probably, I just learned so much from that at the beginning of our activism journey. And every time we got to see you in a different place, I learned more from you. And I'm so grateful. And watching that happen to you was just so horrible. And all these people have animal blood on their hands, because that's who else is being hurt by all this infighting and bullshit, is the freaking animals. Like, it's just so disgusting. And to me, like, why are these people even talking if they didn't give him money and the two people that wanted their money back got it? Like, shut the fuck up about it. It's so ridiculous.
It's between me and my audience.
About it.
Yeah, it's sad. I appreciate it, Shannon.
I want another shirt.
Nice. Peace, justice, respect, vegan. Looking good. So good. Evan there. So young. Hey, Shannon, I noticed at times you standing up for me and not just letting people shit on my name, and I appreciate it, mate. I would do the exact same for you guys. Yeah, that's the difference. You know me. You've met me a bunch of times. Like, you don't know everything about me and all this, but you at least have some sort of point of reference that most people don't have. And yeah, man, I've always just tried to do the good thing. I take still my responsibility very seriously in the animal rights movement. People look up to me for this. People are paying attention to what I say about this. I give a fuck. Like, I know that's hard for some people to believe, that people give a fuck about ending the torture and slaughter of trillions of beings, but some of us actually just genuinely give a fuck about that, even though it's not popular to. And I'm one of those people. And that's why, even though all this shit has happened and I know my reach is lower and I know there's so many people out there that don't trust me anymore, I'm like, well, I got to keep trying because this shit's still happening, and I just get back to it. Like, someone else might have moved on to a different crowd. You know, if they really didn't care, maybe they would have gone on a carnivore tour and I don't know, just something else. But yeah, I wanted this shit to end, and I'm still going to have an impact. It's a beautiful thing. It's happened. You know, it's been interesting because this really helped me. First of all, just be like, well, no matter how much you try to do things right, this shit's still going to happen. And I just had to let it go how unfair I felt it was. I was like, this is so unfair. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve this. And I've worked hard to get my reputation good. I believe credibility is important when you're saying something important about ethics. So it was a massive shame. But on the other hand, it just made me not give a fuck about other people's opinions of me, and made me feel confident in going down the Jimmy Cashby path. And it's not an easy path to go down, of like trying to develop a rap career and go against 99% of people in the world with like, you know, this kind of in your face music. So I got to thank all the people that did that for me, because I don't know if I ever would have got to this level without them pushing me here. And yeah, I think this could be a big chapter coming up for me that I hope helps a lot of animals and gets us into a more mainstream arena, you know, the rap scene with like very serious animal rights messaging and shit like that. So yeah, ultimately it's probably going to turn out well, but it's been a fucking tough time, I must say. Like I've been through hell of these years, financially, physical pain wise, stress. Like, it's been pretty fucking horrible.